What is nervous? Ah, ah, ah. No, I'm cool. I'm cool. I can still do this thing.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Norm from Enigma Media. Today I'm chilling within the Catacombs out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And how you guys doing today?
Pretty swell, man. Doing great.
Sweet.
How about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, actually. Spent the weekend at my parents' house.
That's good.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. How was your guys'
Oh, this
weekend?
guy. Yeah. So you spent the night at my house and cooked biscuits and gravy, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that a staple where you guys are from?
Yeah. Yes. And it was quite the long night. What?
That's awesome.
Definitely a night to remember. Spicy sausage. Another sausage. Okay.
Why don't you guys all introduce yourselves and tell us how the band got started?
You guys first.
All right. I'm Jordan. I play drums within the Catacombs.
I'm Steve. Steve on vocals, baby. I love you all.
I'm Sergio. I play bass.
I'm Jake. I play the guitar.
Sweet.
And what was that? What was that?
How did the band start?
How did the band start? Oh man.
Jordan and Sergio are the only original members, so they are the ones to talk to.
Jordan has to start.
All right.
So the way the band started is we had a couple guys, our old vocalist and our original guitar player. They kind of came up with the idea of starting a band, right? But it was more like a hobby for them. And then we were kind of like practicing in my garage for like a year, I'd say, Sergio, where it was just like we'd throw a 24 case of beer down in the middle of the garage and play music for a few hours until the beer was gone. And then once the beer was gone, it was like, all right, well, I guess it's time to go. it's like that's kind of how it started. And then our old guitar player, he just got real flaky and he left, and we had to part ways with him, which is okay. And Jake came along and lit a fire in all our asses, honestly. Like, he came along and kind of was like, okay, if we're going to do this, we're going to take it serious, and we're going to do this, this, and this. And I don't know, he kind of just structured everything out a lot better.
Sweet. It's important to have the right guys in the group, right?
For sure.
Always.
But beyond that, it's just been kind of an interesting journey to go from like a bunch of guys who were just hanging out and making stuff that sounded good to us. And we were like, well, we think other people would like this too. So
hell yeah.
They better. They better.
When did you guys all start up?
Oh. That was like, what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, I want to say 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
On a summer.
Yeah.
I was going to the practices, and I wasn't even in the band.
Yeah.
I just went over there.
I'm the manager.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
It's like, you guys need McDonald's or like, something I can afford?
You want a Pepsi? You want some coffee? Hell yeah.
Can I sign up as an apprentice?
Yeah. Can I be the triangle holder guy? Yeah, I'll play the triangle.
You guys just released a single on Halloween, right?
A year ago.
Yeah, last time.
Shit. My bad.
A whole year ago.
Yeah.
We're hoping to have. I know Jake and I were having conversations about we would like to have the EP out by the end of this year.
Yeah.
But it's really just about logistics and what can get done. You know what I mean?
Right. Who did the recording for your
I don't
guys'
know.
single?
11 Studios.
11
They're-
Productions here in
they're-
Indianapolis. Yeah.
They're badass.
Sweet.
And if you definitely need a link for them, I'll send you his personal Facebook.
Hell yeah. Did you guys have a producer as well?
Yeah, he's kind of like an all-in-one. So
Yeah.
he produces, he mixes, he masters, he records us. He does a damn good job.
Yeah, it
He did
sounds
everything but the video.
Yeah.
It sounds fucking tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's good to have all that in one guy too, because not only is he there during the recording process, he can understand what we're trying to do, what direction we're trying to take the songs in. I think it's really helpful.
And he's only 20 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That works.
Hell yeah.
So I'm getting some like I don't know if I should use the word like blackened deathcore vibes, but some like slam vibes as well. Off the single.
Huh.
Alright, that's different. That's definitely
That's the first comparison I've heard of that.
Yeah, we're usually getting compared to Killswitch Engage and Lamb of God and shit.
And like I've gotten Bullet a couple times, so yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
trash metal too.
Trash metal.
Yeah, well,
I think there's an H in that.
I wouldn't compare you
I
guys
think
to
it-
Killswitch. You guys are,
I'd say,
I think a little heavier than Killswitch for sure.
I'd say, I'd say they have a.
Hell yeah, we appreciate that a lot. That's a statement.
Yeah,
I think we definitely had a different approach on that single than most. Like it wasn't like a metalcore approach. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like the craziest, most technical, brutal thing ever. But I think our approach on it was a little bit heavier than what most metalcore bands would approach something like that with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally dug it. Like, the vocals were really sick on it. I swear I got some like slam vibes off of it. I don't know if that's the right term, but I totally did. And I
That's
maybe
where we started originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe
So
I wouldn't
basically
use...
it was like I kind of had this song in my pocket before I joined, and
For
I
sure.
just didn't have a way to like wrap it all up and have like a vibe to it. And these guys were saying that they want to do some deathcore, you know, some heavy shit, and I was just like, well, I can make it a little heavier and, you know, put that halftime breakdown on it, and, you know, but I think it fits into everyone's metal perspective. Like they want certain elements, and I feel like the single had a lot of elements that people really enjoy and don't get a lot of anymore.
Right.
For sure. It's like thrashy right where it needs to be. It fucking slaps right where it needs to slap. Yeah, for sure. I can agree with that.
So like on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you guys to be working on the new stuff?
10.
Yeah, for sure.
10.
We've been
After going through these 5 songs with and realizing I think that's kind of what we did with the first 5 songs is we didn't try to overcomplicate things. We weren't sitting around like talking about time signatures and tempos and all this, that, and the other. It was more like, okay, this sounds good. Now let's make it sound good with this. And I think with this new stuff, we're actually going to be able to sit down and like overthink the fuck out of it. I think that's really going to be the goal.
Oh, yeah, it's about to get real.
You got Hulk Hogan back here.
Yeah.
You're the cream of the crop.
It's our residential macho man without the cocaine.
So yeah, I guess as a band, the sound you guys are going for your next release, what are the major influences that are like swaying the sound of the release, and what are some of your guys' influences singularly as well?
As release, you mean songs we haven't released before, or the next single?
Yeah,
Or the
yeah,
next album.
yeah. Your guys' next EP or your next single or whatever is gonna come out.
I know a big inspiration of mine recently has been I Declare War. And traditionally, like, I'm always going to have, like Kill 'Em All riff stuck in my head. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm trying to just have that new stank on some old good riffs, but keep it new and fresh, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely agree with that assessment. I think the days of like catchy guitar riffs for some reason in rock and roll and metal have like died off for some reason, and now it's just like, what's the heaviest sounding chug I can play? And it's like that's fine. I respect that. You know what I mean? Because I listen to it and it sounds great, and I bang my head to it. But at the same time, I know that the kind of music I'd like to release definitely is going to have those like old school like thrash, glam, stadium rock kind of riffs where it's like you listen to it and you're like, holy shit, like what's that? You know what I mean? And then out of nowhere it just turns nasty and you want to beat the shit out of your friend that you brought to the concert. So it's like that's my goal, you know. I know a lot of my influences lately have been stuff like Revocation, Whitechapel, and Spite. Honestly, I've been listening to so much Spite lately; it's insane. So, like, but old school references are always going to be stuff like Motley Crue, Metallica, Testament, Slayer, Cannibal Corpse, Dying Fetus.
Gotta pay homage.
It's always
right?
going to go back to stuff like that. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
What about the
Sounds
bass?
good.
What about the bass player over there? What are you listening to, bud?
I've been listening to a lot of Blood Soaked lately, like a lot
Slam.
of
Yeah, he's been listening to some heavy.
yeah,
Yeah.
but mostly some of my influences are Korn,
Of course. Yep.
just
I hear that.
Movedania. Yeah, I just like the heaviest, like nastiest riffs that you could get, and I think Slam feeds my need for those.
Yeah, sweet.
Oh, the slam. Das slam.
About you, Steve?
What about me? Man, I'm all into Slipknot, Cradle of Filth, all that nasty shit. The people that do the takes and tricks with their vocals. I've definitely been on a Fit for a King kick for a good minute. I'm trying my absolute hardest to get 2 seconds under Ryan Kirby's fucking 30-second scream because that is insane. So I've been digging a lot of Fit for a King lately. Definitely. Look them up. They're amazing.
Yeah, I jammed Fit for a King pretty hard for a little while.
Hell yeah.
My absolute favorite song of theirs is like one of their newer ones, "God of Fire."
Yes, man. They played that live and it was so gorgeous because they down-tuned their bass and the whole room was shaking and just people were just piling on top of each other.
Jesus.
That's what I want. So bad.
Everyone is.
Literally, man. It was a sight to behold.
How'd you guys all meet up?
I knew Jake.
I met the original vocalist at work, and then after that we met Jordan. Then Steve already knew the first vocalist, and then
I met Sage at work, and he
Yeah.
invited me to come jam.
Sweet.
and that's pretty much that's as simple as we can put it.
Yeah, I met Steve and Sage at a warehouse job. Like, what was it? Like, I'd say like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And they saw like a local band shirt that I was wearing and walked up to me and started talking to me, and I've known him ever since. And then Sage hit me up, I don't know, a couple years ago, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm looking for a drummer, man. You think you can play drums for my band?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, let's do it." And here we are.
I met Jake through fucking middle school. Known that dude since middle school. This guy, fucking Sergio, I met him through Sage because he was like, "Oh, Well, I met a friend, and he has a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that'll beat all your ass. But I'm the only one that can whoop him. And so we brought him over, and we started playing Yu-Gi-Oh and shit. And then Jordan, I just literally go.
Yeah.
I knew him through work, but I went to his house after work one day, and he was like, "Oh, did I mention I play drums?" I was like, "Oh shit, let me see it." He takes me out to this fucking barn. This barn that's cold as fuck. It's 31 degrees out. And he's like, yeah, let me show you this sick little lick. And he starts playing, and he's just doing all these things. And I was like, bro, nice. You should be in a band. And then literally, like, a month later, he's in a fucking band. So, yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
That's really cool. The lead singer I'm playing with right now, we've known each other since like about elementary or so. And then it's just been this project that we finally collaborated.
Hell yeah! What's the name of the collaboration? He said, "Might have to check you out, baby." Look at it! What is it? He's got it! Oh shit!
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
We had to get real close because your screen's like this.
Yeah, like a little thumbnail.
Yeah, the group's called Storm the Empire.
Well, okay, nice. I like that.
That sounds very Star Warsy.
I was about to say any Star Wars references in that one. That's what it sounds like, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Everyone says that, but no, it wasn't the original intention.
It sounds good, though.
Well, still, the Force is with you, so.
Yeah. Always.
I appreciate the shit out of that. And I also appreciate the Yu-Gi-Oh shout out there as well.
Oh man, no.
Yeah, we all
these kids get down all the time.
I got 5 decks on me right now.
I play on Duel Links. I don't have an IRL like deck yet, but me and Jake have been talking about building one. So.
This dude gets Cyber Dragons. Jake gets Cyber Dragons. He thinks he's on top
I got
of
my
the
Cyber
world.
Dragons right here. What's good? What's good?
Oh no!
I keep that thing on me.
Where's my mat?
Just don't break out the zombies, bro. That's all I'm saying. Just leave
There's
that.
no
in
way
the
I
bag,
would have
bro.
set my Yu-Gi-Oh cards next to me, prepared for this. I would have never.
Man, why don't you go get mocked by fish like Sage did?
Go pull the binder out. I want to see.
Oh no!
Where the ultra rares at?
Oh no!
You got a Blue Eyes White Dragon in there?
That's less than $30. Get that trash out of
Trying to
here.
trade?
That's less than 40.
He's gonna do like a live stream Yu-Gi-Oh trade. All right, guys, later.
We have officially switched topics.
Yeah. That motherfucker never sent that card. What the fuck?
Shit.
Yeah, what are some of your guys' hobbies outside of music while we're on the topic?
Y'all go first.
Outside of music, honestly, I just cook, and that's about it. Like, I don't know. Music's just been such a central focal point of my life for so long that I wouldn't even think about like doing anything else throughout the day. I listen to music while I'm doing anything. I mean, even at work, I had to like talk them into like putting a speaker up when they took our headphones away. I was like, you guys got to do something. Like, I cannot walk through here with no music all night.
Yeah, this is fun.
So like, yeah, like outside of music, I don't know. I'd say video games and and cooking a lot of food so I can keep playing music.
Go to keep your strength up, man.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty big on video games.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I spend at least 6 hours of my free time after work on PS4. At least.
what are you playing right now?
What am I playing? I'm playing
Oh no.
Cold War. I'm playing Modern Warfare. I'm playing Warzone. I'm also playing the new Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Definitive Edition, the trilogy. Dude,
Oh,
just
shit.
taking it funny. Trash.
I'm still mad.
I love everything about that game because it's so poopy, just like I remember it. And I've been on a little bit of a Super Animal Royale. If you ever heard of that, it just came out on PS4. Like it has like cute little animals running around. They get guns and katanas and they start murdering each other. And it's all like an arcade-based Royale game, and it's little cute animals murdering each other. Like that's awesome.
Hell yeah! Sounds like some Happy Friends shit right there.
That's literally my hobby. PS4. Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
He has gotten really good at his games, though.
Do you guys play any different instruments other than what your main thing is within the Catacombs?
I played the droomy.
Yeah, Steve has been playing the drums.
Yeah, Steve does play the drums.
Sweet.
I played. I picked up the guitar a little more.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Slam been sending all those clips and stuff.
Yeah, I've been. Yeah.
He's writing fast ass riffs while he's remaining slow on the bass. Like what? Like what, baby?
I used to
outside
play
drums.
piano.
Ooh.
Then I moved to trumpet.
Yeah, you need to play more piano. How about that?
I always forget he played the trumpet, man. I always forget you played the trumpet. I always forget.
Dude, the trumpet's fun.
That'd be
Yeah,
I'm
why
gonna
are
get
we
a MIDI
utilizing these things?
We could be a ska band.
Oh, that is.
No,
I didn't like the trombone though.
the Earth doesn't
Yeah,
need
I couldn't get.
the Earth doesn't need any more ska bands. We need metal bands. We need metal bands with ska influences. You know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
What about that dude that was playing the xylophone? There was that dude playing the xylophone in that one song that came out recently.
Hell
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Throw it all in.
Yeah. Outside of drums, I play violin,
In high school.
and cello and stand up bass. Yeah, I played in high school, but I still play occasionally. It's kind of hard to improvise on stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
At least
totally.
for my brain, creatively, it's hard to improvise.
Right.
So drums is a little bit different because it just like flows out. But that's why I envy Jake and Sergio so much to be able to just hop on a guitar and be like, "Hey, check out this tune I wrote." It's like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, I just go boom, boom, da boom, da pow, and it's like that's it. You know what I mean? Done. Like,
Shut that dang old dog up. I love that, baby. That was perfect. You need to use that.
That is great, though.
How do you guys find navigating social media?
I don't utilize this shit. Ask them.
I do a lot of the social media stuff, but like,
Yeah.
I don't pay enough attention to be as good at it as I could be. I think I do a decent job for what we are, but like eventually it's going to be a little bit more difficult because it's easy to work within like a local scene and everything and a friend group, but it's like once you max out that category of people and you start to really look at the real world, it's like not everybody's gonna like your page, and everybody's not gonna see you like your friends and your local people see you.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the big problems with it. And I think a lot of people have a misconception with like people trying to reach their band out on social medias. Like they assume that it's like thirsty, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, how else do you expect a band from Indiana to reach out to Nevada or something? You know what I'm saying? Like we have to go there. And it's like, who do you think's funny then? It's like, that's the big thing, is that the social media is meant to be able to connect two communities of people, no matter the distance in between them. And whenever you do that, a lot of the times it feels like a thirsty outcry. And people just kind of assume certain things whenever you try to do a certain campaign.
Yeah, no, man,
I've definitely seen a lot of feedback like that.
Yeah, I totally get those vibes off of. I mean, I'm mostly on Facebook, but yeah, it's tough. You share a picture of your dog, and it gets like 40, 50 likes and 12 comments or something, and then you share something about your band, and it's just one like, one comment, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not exclusive to music. I just feel like that's like anything that somebody does for their individual self, or like personal businesses and stuff like that, just kind of get overlooked a lot, even though a lot of people have really, really good chances of doing something with what they're doing on their social media, and it's just not getting any recognition.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No recognition.
What do you guys want to accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years?
Play a crowd of more than 50 people.
Yeah, I sold out.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
3 to 5 years, I'd say realistically, I'd like to have a full-length album dropped before then. I would also like to, I don't know, in 3 to 5 years, I wouldn't say that I'd expect us to be like national in any sense at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think it'd be nice to at least have like a tour, maybe 2 under our belt, and not just like us in a van by ourselves and scheduled a bunch of shows at bars in different states. Like a tour with reputable bands that want us on their tour. You know what I mean? And even if that's something that we have to buy onto or whatever that may be, you know, I think that's where I'd like to be in 5 years, at least a tour or 2 under our belt, a full length album. That way, if somebody's like, one more song, we have like one more song to play.
No, we don't know any more songs.
Right. It's like we could do a cover, like
We do baby
Fruit salad.
Let's do it.
That'd be heavy though. We did improvise. Come on.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, because we do improvise like crazy. Like me and Jake are like Bluetooth speakers for whatever reason, and then Sergio just hops on and he's like, "Yeah, this sounds heavy." It just works. Like,
oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it is.
what about you, Steve? Where do you want to?
I just said it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Okay, shut the fuck up. 50 people. Is that? Come on, that's realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Play a crowd of 1 million people right now. Where's my contract? Where's my audio engineers? Snap. Where are they?
Hey, that'd be sick. That'd be sick.
With your guys' next release, what kind of message do you guys want your fans to take away from the music?
Oh man, that's a hard one. Don't litter.
I think he's being serious.
I am.
You know,
Don't you litter.
that's hard to say for me anyways, especially since Jake did do the bulk of the writing with the EP, with the 5 songs that we do have currently out. And me and Jake have been having conversation about I would definitely like to have more part in the writing process. I know for me, I've got, you know, some personal things that I'd like to work out through songs lyrically. But other than that, you know what I mean? I don't really have a specific message. I don't think we've never really sat down and discussed a specific message that we'd like to put out as a whole. But I know a lot of the things that we oppose as far as societal structures, etc., are similar. You know what I mean? We don't like we don't like people getting in our fucking business. We don't like people judging other people. We don't like people treating each other like shit. We don't like people treating the planet like shit. And so I think a lot of that has a central focal point in our music.
Man, I think it's government and societies that litter the most. Like, you can't get any more litter than roadways and shit like that.
Yeah, well, they litter toxic attitudes all over us too. So
And toxic. Oh my god. So loud.
Yeah, that's a big thing with my songwriting. Is like, at the end of the day, like, I'll write music that conveys a mood, but I like to let the lyrics like explain the mood. Like, I don't really think too hard about a theme. I just get a vibe that I'll write a guitar riff, and then that guitar riff will be like, all right, how do I feel at this point? It's
Right,
like, I want to match that with the lyrics, the vocals, the content of the subject matter. And the thing that I always go back to, lyric wise and content wise, is the fragility of life and the amount of time someone has, and how there are horrible people that don't want you to enjoy that little bit of time that you have. That's about every song wrapped up so far.
Yeah, man, and so many people struggle with like interactions like that and stuff. So it's a great message to kind of like reach people.
Yeah, I just don't want people to think that like there aren't people that are like-minded, because like it's not like a sweet approach. It's kind of a vague, like if you listen to the lyrics of our songs, it's kind of a vague approach to explaining a general topic or idea, and it's kind of like take it with a grain of salt but understand what's being said.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it also falls along with the idea of like everybody's going to pull out what they want to pull out anyways. You know what I mean? So like if I read something as far as like our set of lyrics or like a book or a passage or something like that, I'm going to get a completely different opinion out of it than maybe Jake or Sergio is. You know what I mean? So I think to write in a vague sense like that is also intelligent, because it allows multiple people from multiple demographics to be able to relate to your song and to be able to say, hey, well, maybe I didn't really understand this part, but this really clicks with me in a specific way.
Yeah, no, that's dope. Everyone is going to interpret it. Everyone sees the world so much differently than everyone else. So, no, I dig that.
Right.
I totally dig that. If you guys would change something about the music industry, what would you guys change?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
That is a great question.
that's really good.
I'll start that one off because I've thought about this a lot actually, and I talk a lot anyways. I'm the talker of the group. What I would change about the music business honestly is I think they've made it entirely too hard to get a start in the music business, and I don't even mean like as a start as in like, oh, let's sign me to a label that's going to give me $1 million to make this album. And I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what we would do with that. I like our responsibility at this point in life is not satisfied for $1 million. I don't want that because we would be stupid with that. But like, I would like to be able to break into it though. You know what I mean? To be able to say, oh, I can go play a show at our local amphitheater and not have to have permission and everybody freaking out because we're just some local metal band. You know what I mean? Whereas some kid with a laptop and an iPod who presses a bunch of buttons can go play anywhere because he's just some kid with a laptop and an iPod. It gets kind of frustrating in the music industry when you see guys like Jake and me and Sergio and Steve who put our entire lives into this. You know what I mean? Blood, sweat, and tears into learning our instrument and perfecting our craft and getting it to a point to where it's an extension of us and it expresses how we feel, even if it's not in words. And for somebody to be able to take that shrink it down into a hard drive and use it, it kind of pisses me off, if I'm being honest with you. But I'm very opinionated when that comes into play, because I think there's a certain soullessness to music nowadays that there didn't used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can extend on that because I feel the same way, but I just feel like the music business is too easy for the wrong people.
Right.
And I'm not saying that there's somebody that doesn't deserve it, because
Right.
I mean, in every second that we experience life, is a privilege, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, anything past that is awesome, but I think that there are too many amazing musicians, amazing businessmen that just don't get the light of day because too many people are focused on this, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be.
Right.
I think it's just people sleeping on other people. And then we haven't really been in the industry too much, you know what I'm saying? Like not too much business, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen a decent amount of people already that are already out to have some kind of negative impact on our career and our band. Do people want to reach out and do something for themselves selfishly and then have something to do with the band, like negative experiences with people that don't understand the music industry, really trying to tell us that we don't understand the music industry. And the thing is, like, I've always told all four of us, myself included, I tell myself this, to keep a neutral approach to everything, because there's so many different people and so many different ways of doing business in music that this might seem like the greatest idea ever, but the worst people are behind it.
Yeah.
It's
and
like, you go ahead.
No, my bad. I can kind of extend on that a little bit in the sense of like, so like for me anyways, and this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, because I love going to see bands that I've been listening to with my dad in the backseat of the car since I was like a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I love going to see Metallica. I love going to see Motley Crue. I love the fact that Judas Priest still tours and all that shit. Like, don't take me the wrong way. But at the same time, if Judas Priest or Metallica is playing down the road, who's going to come see my band at a bar? Nah.
Yeah.
Nobody. So if these guys keep on trucking, which I hope they do, because I love their music and I have mad respect for them, I always will. If guys like that keep trucking and they keep dropping albums and they keep going and keep going and keep going, it just shrinks the demographic for heavy metal and hard rock fans, because they're just going to keep listening to the bands that they know and quit searching for new artists.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to, like, almost have a good financial backing to make it, like, quickly anyways.
And like, yeah. Another thing is that, like, we're in Indiana locally, like that's where we're from, Indianapolis area, and
nothing good comes here.
Like, well, I mean, it's not just that, it's the fact that the only people that want to go to concerts usually will go to like Def Leppard.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No one is going to a heavy metal show unless they're like younger than 30 and have nothing else to do on the weekend. Then they'll be like, oh, we can go see that one band. But it's like people like us, like you were talking about hobbies. I forgot to say, I'll like do like photography at local bands, and like I'll just go take pictures, send it to them, and like that's like I'll support the community, but like the community isn't really that great in Indianapolis. It's just it's not great. It's just that it's small because first of all COVID.
Yeah.
But
right,
like
that's a big thing. That's a big thing.
Whenever somebody gets enough motivation or resources to outsource their band to a different state and move up, that's what they do immediately. Every single band that has come out of Indianapolis that made it, it just like immediately just dipped. I mean, there's a couple, but I mean, there's nothing here for metal, and we're really trying to make it happen, and a lot of people won't recognize that, and that's the problem with the music industry, for me at least.
Did you guys?
I think there's so much focus on mainstream music that people don't pay attention to what's not mainstream nowadays.
Did you guys have
because the mainstream is in their face? Sorry, go ahead.
Did you guys have a better music scene before COVID for metal?
Yes. Guys from Perfection and Valero were easily pulling in about like 80 to 90 people at the Emerson Theater.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the venues that we played at, or that we want to play at anyways, I've seen those places like filled to the brim in the past, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And those were just bands with like 500 to 600 followers.
Even our first venue that we played at, the first show that we played at, Jake and I have been to multiple shows there in the last year, and the crowds were huge. I mean, in comparison to what they were for our first show. Okay. And I thought that was kind of shocking in the sense of we were opening for not really a big band, but a somewhat bigger band, you know what I mean? A band that I kind of anticipated people to have heard of and want to come out to see. But because of having to have a negative COVID test or having to be vaccinated, one of the two, to go to a show, it's like not a lot of people are going to want to go through that, especially our age. Nobody trusts the government. Nobody trusts what anybody has to say. Everybody our age thinks COVID is just some kind of like hoax. And so it allows for people to have a reason to not do anything.
Mm-hmm. Is that what?
I've been getting one of these.
Is that what's been going on in your guys' like local scene? I mean, we don't have much going on around where I'm from, but like I notice bands that are like, our closest major city is Vancouver, Canada. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, it doesn't matter, but there's shows going on down there on the island that's just off the coast of BC. And from what it looks like, they're like selling out house and shit like that. It seems like there's lots of people supporting. We just don't have a lot of live anything around here, so I think it's just getting eaten up. It doesn't matter what it is, really.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I expected to happen. Because like
even the show we played in
like the restrictions started to shift to more of like a neutral kind of like the restrictions were letting up, because at first it was like you couldn't do anything, and then like
at all
they were starting to let bar shows come back. They're opening up places, and I was like, okay, the scene's going. Let's do it. And then like it was kind of still the same. Like people still were like, I don't know, nervous about coming out or whatever. But yeah, it kind of like COVID hit hard around here for sure.
The restrictions definitely.
And we respect that people, like want to protect their families, and they want to, make sure that they're not putting each other in harm's way. We totally respect that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it's like if you've always had support for your local communities, still have support for your local communities, no matter what. Like, put a mask on, go get vaccinated, whatever you got to do, go get your COVID test, and go out and see these bands that don't get the opportunity to play in front of 100,000 people, 10,000 people, 5,000 people. I mean, I don't care if I've got to go out there and play to the same Carl, Joe, Jim, and, cousin fucker every night. I don't care, but like, I'll do it. But eventually at some point I'm going to want to see a pit, and it's not going to happen with 5 dudes in a concrete room drinking Miller Lite.
The experience is also good regardless, because I just like to play for people when it's fun. To, hang out with your friends,
sure.
have a beer, get to meet a couple bands, especially.
Yeah, it's the only it's the only support we're getting nowadays, right? So
yeah, within the band, it was a good experience.
Yeah, all the bands we've played with have been super supportive. I mean, they're really understanding of the fact that, one, it was our first show, and two, that, we were, in a room of like basically nobody, and we brought most of the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and they made sure to give us support and, stand up there for us and tell us we did a good job, even if they thought it was shit.
I think the headliner was amongst the crowd. He was like in the front, just like cheering us on.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, the whole time.
The headliner, yeah, I had a lot of respect for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely the love is there. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, considering most headliners will just kind of chill in a green room until it's time for their set or whatever.
Yeah, wave you off and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he moved. He was up front the whole time. I mean, and I definitely give him props for that.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, you gotta have that for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always like good support around here for like band to band for sure. Like like bands and bands like always like we're pretty chill with each other around here, super supportive. But it's just not like too many bands.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I just think
we're all fans of each other.
I just think the music scene has gotten, in general, not even just here in Indianapolis, but in general, the music scene has gotten slightly toxic in a sense because so many people are stuck in their subgenres of what they like to listen to, what they prefer to listen to, and that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm also that way. I've got shit that I like to listen to, and I've got shit I don't like to listen to, but that doesn't mean I won't go support everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess that's where my mindset's a little bit different than the music scene nowadays. Is it's like, if you don't like one band, you're going to miss out on seeing 5 because you don't like that one band. And I know a lot of people like that.
Damn.
Legalize jazzcore.
Get those other elements in
Yes.
there. You guys are gonna hook up that trumpet and create ska-core.
Like a pure fusion.
Uh-oh.
Deathcore and jazz. Legalize it.
Saxophone.
I'm not saying we can't do it, okay? I'm not saying we can't.
We definitely should.
But should we?
We definitely should, man. We should.
I don't know, man.
I know.
The jazz.
Hey, no, that's already a thing.
The jazz.
Already a thing.
The jazz.
Jazz.
That's retarded.
Take that, subgenre. Now we created blues metal. Speed blues.
Now that sounds interesting, though. Speed blues. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that it's hard to break out nowadays. That's the hardest thing that we've come to realize is we're writing these songs and we were like, man, people are going to love this and they're going to really like these songs. And we still believe that wholeheartedly. I believe 100% in my heart and soul that they're going to love these songs.
Hell yeah.
But now in the back of my head, it's always going to be, how do we get them to come hear these songs? Because literally our first show, we got off stage and all of our friends are there. You know, I mean, they bought shirts and everything because it's our first show, and that was nice of them to come, and we appreciate that. But this one random guy sitting at the bar who's a regular at the bar gets up as soon as we get off stage, comes over to the merch table, and he said, "I want a CD and a T-shirt."
Whoa.
And we're like, "We can sell you a T-shirt right now. A CD, we can't do anything about. We just don't have them yet." But
yeah, he wanted that fucking CD.
And so if we can get that reaction, 1 out of every 10 people get that reaction, I'll be happy. If there's that one guy in the crowd who's like, that kicked my fucking ass, I'll be happy.
I mean,
I just like to get the nod from the sound guy.
Yeah, even the sound guy. Yeah, that counts as the one guy. That counts as the one guy.
little tip of the hat.
Even if the bartender's like plastered. And just like, hey man, that sounds
this one
great.
don't have a hat. He don't have hair. But he still looks kick ass, so it's cool.
Bartender wakes up the next morning and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck did I say to those guys? Jesus."
I knew I couldn't have had that triple berry jam.
But yeah, especially right now, I think the hardest part of everything is going to be trying to find a show in the wintertime.
Oh, man.
A lot of places are booked out, so many months in advance and stuff like that. So right now, we're just kind of trying to find an opening to get in and just play a show.
Yeah, absolutely. Just before we get...
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
No, we got a giant Ampeg that we have, and that's gonna be something in the winter. It's heavy. It's
oh man, that's gonna suck. We have to have like it's like carts you used to scoot on in gym class. Like we have one of those to move this thing.
That's my biggest
too heavy.
And it's a tube band too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to put snow tires on it, get it through.
Put on some chains.
Snowmobile. Put it on a sled.
Yeah,
that could help.
My base cab isn't quite 8x10 fridge, but it's a 8x8 fridge, and it's not as heavy as the Ampeg, but it's still really fucking heavy, and it has some like
the Ampeg is just.
It has some like those fridge tires on it or whatever, like fridge dolly type tires on it. So it will roll some places, but like our jam space, we have like a set of stairs to go up, and everyone always tries to give me a hand or whatever, and I'm like, no, I'm the bass player. Like I chose my profession. I'll live with the consequences for it,
I feel that so hard because unloading a drum kit and putting it on stage and getting it off stage. Like, we were in Wisconsin, and I'm, like, taking my drum kit off, and I see these guys just roll their amps off, set them down, and go into the bar. And I'm just, like, standing there unloading my drum kit, and they're just, like, in the bar getting drunk. I'm just like, this is horse shit.
My golden line is I don't know where any of this goes, so I'm going.
I swear that's his golden line. That's what he says every time. He's like, I don't know how to do any of this. I don't want to break anything. Like, just look out of here. Just look out of here. Go break your head.
No, the thing is...
Hey, you already did.
It's mostly just because drummers are particular and they're passionate sometimes. So if we fuck something up, we're not going to get yelled at by you.
He always talks about how expensive everything is, and I'm just like, listen, man, I don't have that much cash on me right now.
Okay, that I understand. Now that it's been justified, it makes sense.
We just take this snare to my car, and it's like, how much did you pay for this snare?
Get the fuck away from me!
I'd buy a whole rig for the amount that I buy a bass pedal. Fucking stupid. Stupid. Fucking facts.
Yeah, if I would have had your budget for a bass pedal, I would have had leftovers. So I could have just like gotten like strings and everything too.
Oh yeah.
Man, I got strings.
Whole Marshall stack.
I got a full setup. Is there anything you guys want to say to your fans before we wrap it up here?
Man, get ready for the next year because it's coming. We coming hard.
He's got plans later tonight. He's thinking of something else, but
We got
about coming hard.
Coming hard.
Music coming out for sure.
Yeah, we got everything's about tracked. Everything's just about done.
Wicked.
And then we don't really have a date, but yeah, 5-song EP. It's gonna be everything that we've been working on for like 2 years. So it's like, yeah, a lot of a lot of my brain matter has been stuffed into this CD, and
This is Jake's pet sounds.
it's definitely our child, and we want to share it with everybody, and we really hope everybody enjoys it.
We've been in the studio for a little bit too. Like I think we just gotta like go back and track a couple things, but that's about it, and the EP is done.
Oh, wicked.
Like we just got done tracking our last song pretty recently too.
And we got a show coming up.
Wisconsin, New Year's Day.
Oh,
Yeah, if you live in Wisconsin, come on out.
Yeah, and you guys got
Merry
one on.
Christmas.
Yeah, on January 1st there. I saw that.
It's in Portage?
Yeah, I think so.
Wisconsin, baby.
And we also have new merch designs in the vault. We have new merch designs awaiting, 2 of them.
This isn't it.
We haven't dropped them yet. We're just kind of waiting until the time is right, honestly.
Okay.
Should we peek it now? You want to peek it now?
Yeah, man. If you guys can do shit like that.
Yeah, you can definitely check it out now.
If your label's not going to be pissed off or anything. Hold up. Let me see.
Oh, we're not signed.
Oh, no. Oh, dude.
You see it?
Yeah, I saw it briefly there. Oh, that's sick, man. Hell yeah.
You know who that is, baby?
No.
I don't either.
It's not what you think it is. It's definitely not Dragon Ball.
It's not Dragon Ball at all. We promise.
It's a default character.
That's
Skin
dope.
2. Skin 2.
It looks like Cell, but it's not.
Oh, dope. That was my favorite.
Skin 2.
That was my favorite
Cell 2.
saga in the Dragon Ball series.
Oh, definitely one of the best.
No, this is my favorite saga. Look at this. Dragon Ball pants.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, baby, represent.
Y'all are my type of nerds over there.
Yeah. Hell yeah. No, I'm too nerdy. Like, I'm so nerdy, it's unattractive.
Yeah, I don't like how nerdy he is.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm very unattracted to Steve. I think the unattraction stems from the nerdiness. That makes sense, actually. I couldn't figure it out.
Like, I look amazing up until you get in my room. Then you just want to leave.
Which explains so much about his sex life, more than you could possibly imagine.
Oh, I'm
Walks
sorry.
in, like, why are there so many Naruto titties everywhere? What's going on?
Oh my god.
Naruto TV. Is that high school DxD? She has massive knockers. I'm getting out of here.
I hate it here.
All right.
Yeah, but the infection is going to be in the bedroom as well.
Hell yeah.
It's coming, baby.
Oh yeah, and we'll gladly have you guys back on when you guys release your new EP. It'd be sweet to give you guys some promo and shit like that, and help you share it around and shit.
Oh yeah,
man. Let us know what you think when it comes out.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll send it to you.
I would love to.
Give us that 1 out of 5 review, baby.
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
That's better than nothing.
5 out of 5 IGN.
All right. Cheers, guys. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Bye. Bye. Bye.